Let's talk singleness. I'm excited about this one. Singleness, as we're talking about it today, is individual purpose. I want you to pause here. Even if you're married, if you have not written down a personal life purpose or mission statement, and you've not defined that yet, don't hear anything else that I'm talking about except this. Find out what your life purpose is. Write it down and begin to practice it. As singles, individuals, I just want to say this. Your life purpose is not reliant on, it's not waiting on, it's not fulfilled by any one other person or any other stage of life, and it cannot be taken away from you. If you're here today and you've been single, and even for a long time by our culture standard, and you're saying, I just feel like I haven't been able to get on with my life because I'm still waiting on the life partner, I just want to free you up. Your purpose is not dependent upon somebody else coming into your life so that you can get it going. Your purpose begins right here and right now. Your life purpose, I love what Romans chapter, is it 9, 29, 11, 29? Bam. For God's gift and his call are irrevocable. 11:29, I was so close. I said 9 first. The call and gift that is on your life is irrevocable. When I married my wife, Nicole, I didn't begin my life purpose. I literally used my life purpose and to go, hey, is Nicole the one for me? Because if her purpose is this direction and my purpose is that direction, we're not the one. That's not the one. This isn't Jerry Maguire. They complete me. One's a whole number, baby. That should be on the tweets. I don't know, on the X, whatever they're calling it now. One's a whole number, baby. How do we find our life purpose? How do we craft that? Here's the two things that helped me. I started working it through with a community of people, which I think community is really helpful to do this. But two things that I asked myself. What is the injustice that I can't stand for? The injustice that I can't stand for is not the same as your injustice. There's an injustice in me that I go, I cannot live by this. It breaks my heart that it exists. And the other thing is to go, what is my soul satisfied in? What makes me come alive? I hold up those two realities and I ask two questions in between those two realities. Who has God called me to be? And what does he call me to do? And then when I write those down, I step back and I go, can this ever be taken away from me? And if it can be taken away from me, I need to rework it. So here's the two things for me. I'm just gonna use mine as an example. Who I am. I've realized this in the last 4 or 5 years. I am called to be a father. And you go, Tyler, but you need your daughters to be, I go, no. I knew this even before I was married, before I even had kids. You give me a story or a movie, doesn't matter how cheesy it is, of a son or a daughter trying to fight their way back to their father, I will break down and have an ugly cry. Bad. I go, I don't need kids to go, what is a dad to me? It's what I see modeled in my own family's life. It is somebody who takes life and pours out their life for the sake of somebody else to succeed. I go, it is a crime that we have fatherless homes. An absolute crime in my heart and spirit. I can't stand for it. If you want to look at all the issues that are going on in life, I would push it back to it's because we have a fatherless generation. You want to talk about poverty? I go, it's because they didn't grow up with a dad. You want to talk about sex trafficking? It's because it wasn't people being parented and fathered properly. And you can say, Tyler, I disagree with you. I go, then tell me your injustice, but this one is mine, and it's who God made me to be. And I don't need to be a pastor for it. I don't need to have kids. I don't even need to have a wife. I go, I am going to pour out my life for the sake of others because for me, that is the perfect picture of the gospel. Here's what I am called to do. This is so simple, and you're gonna say, that's not very impressive at all. I go, I've just found my soul is satisfied when I am doing this. Tyler exists to build great things with great people. My parents nailed it, ironically. The name Tyler means builder. I go, when I take a step back at my life and when I find satisfaction, it's I am building something great. You go, how do you define something great? When I'm with a great group of people and we're on a mission together, I go, this is a great work. And nobody can take this away from you. You go, well, what makes a great person? Somebody that I honor, love, and respect. You can take me, put me in any state. I'm gonna find people that are great and wanna do great things in our city or in the church, and I'm going to build something with them. When I do these things, I come alive. Singles, what is your thing? I'm not judging this statement at all because it's not about, when you say waiting on the life partner, instead, I think a better way of saying waiting on my life partner is I am building towards my life partner. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, it says, we do not look at the things that are seen but are unseen because the things that are seen are temporary, the things that are unseen are eternal. This is God's way of saying, what are the promises that I made to you? And you don't have to start building your life once they become tangible. You can start building them in faith right here and right now. I'm not waiting on somebody to get here so I can get going on the mission. I am building, and as I build, if they come into my line of sight, I go, join me in the work. Singles, I just want to say, just that's God's design, God's grace. If you're here today, you've been single for a long time, or perhaps even you're a widow or a widower, I just want to say, just because you lost a spouse or you haven't found the spouse yet, you've not lost your purpose. I think so many people, they find themselves in an identity from parenting or from even marriage, and all of these are good things, but that is not who you are. God made you whole and complete, and then he couples you with somebody to build a life together, but he still has a mission and a call that will never be taken away from you. It cannot be taken away. Amen?